Welcome to my masterclass potion year for the criminal hungry. So today we're gonna cook chicken noodle soup. Mm-mm.
I must say, love the setup you have got over here, Yazzy, complete with the Slytherin cloak and the cauldron bubbling and fuming. Makes me wonder what sort of potions you've got bubbling in there. Well,
Just
thank you so
yes.
much for joining us and taking out time. I know that this is normally when you cook lunch for your family, so you're joining us cooking lunch for this digital family over here, and we are so excited to have you. So, why don't you tell us what sort of ingredients are you going to use for this delicious potion?
So what I'm going to use for the chicken noodle soup, I'm going to use chicken, obviously chicken breast. um, Cilantro, tomato, onions, and the spices we have black pepper, chicken flavoring, Himalayan salt, and another flavoring which is tomato flavoring if you want to add to that. And then we have oregano. And also we're going to be using olive oil. We have two types of options. We have the vermicelli pastas, which is the noodle I'm going to use, the very short ones. There's two options. It can be shell soup, or you can mix both. So yeah,
So,
more.
Yazzie, I noticed you're using Himalayan rock salt over here. So, what's the key difference in flavor from regular salt? And why do you prefer using this?
Well, I prefer using Himalayan salt because it's more healthier rather than table salt, because table salt contains way too much sodium and it's bad for your health, bad for your high blood pressure. Obviously, I don't know if any of you guys have blood pressure, but I might have blood pressure. But yeah, this is the safer way and the healthiest way to put in the food. Okay, so I'm back to my normal self. Because when the clock is so hot, like it's really hot.
So, how did you get to your potion all fuming? What's the secret of that?
So delicious. Well, how can I say? You just like transfer into a human, just like that. Just switch. Just switch.
So
Okay,
while you
so
set this up, we would request you to also talk about your cooking heritage. How do you bring in aspects of Honduran cuisine into how you normally cook? We would love to hear about that. So over to you with your recipe and your cooking, and really excited to hear some of these stories too.
okay, so as y'all know, I'm Honduran. As a child, I see my grandmother, my aunt, so basically everybody who cooks in the home. And their typical food over there is very, very different from what I make here in United States because it's so hard to find ingredients. And I usually ask my mom to tell my aunt in Honduras to bring me ingredients from there to all the way to the USA. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find green bananas to make food. It's hard to find um, red beans, which is really rare. Um, Fresh cheese and cream, they're really hard to find here in the United States. So that's why I asked my mom to tell my aunt to bring it here in the United States. So yeah.
Gotta love those ingredients. Those are some of my favorites as well, especially the green banana plantains.
Yes, definitely. That's why us Honduran we cook plantains That comes with fried chicken and plantains and a little bit of rice, a little bit of beans, and then we have salad. They look like whole salad.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I just had dinner and I'm already hungry here.
Okay, so our first step is very first step, guys. This is very important. Wash your hands before cutting your onions, garlic, chicken. Wash your hands after touching any vegetables and the chicken. Before and after. That's very important. So, and make sure you have your apron with you right now. I don't have my apron with me because I don't know where it at. They disappear. So I'm just using a shirt. Very important to use apron. Just be careful because what the apron will protect you from oils that will jump out of the soup or the soup itself will jump out of you. Just very be careful with it. So yeah. So right now I have everything ready. So I have what I did first before I prepare everything. I boiled the chicken for 15 minutes along with the 1/4 of onion and garlic and a little bit of cilantro. While it's boiling for 15 minutes, just let it boil. And then after that, we're gonna add the broth from the chicken boil. You're gonna separate the chicken in another plate and the cilantro in another plate as well. And just leave the onion, garlic, and the boiled broth from the chicken. Transfer that into the blender, add in your tomatoes. It can be 4 tomatoes or 2 tomatoes. Right now, I just use 2 tomatoes because it's only for me and my husband, so we're gonna eat for lunch. And you're gonna blend in the blender, let it liquefy, and then after you're done with that, while it's liquefying, making sure your chicken is cooled down. Just be careful, it's very hot. Wait until it cools down, and then you shred the chicken. You can either cut it, that's fine, but I shred it with my finger, so it's better that way. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add. Okay, I already add the olive oil. We can add a half of it of the bag. I'm not gonna use a lot. I'm not gonna use a little bit, little bit more. Because I know. Okay, let it cook. Gonna wait until it cooks. So while you do that, you're gonna toast the noodles until be careful it doesn't burn. You have to like keep. So open it better. If you hear the sizzling, it's gonna sizzle. Okay.
That's the most appetizing sound, the sizzling. So I don't
Indeed.
know. As a cook, that's very much homely sound.
Indeed. I'm gonna
So
just.
how long do you leave this to cook?
Well, that's depends. Um, for the noodles to toast, about like 1 or 2 minutes. That's it, 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
Mm. And then so adding the ingredients together, like the blended garlic, tomato, and onions. You're gonna pour that into the pot or pan or saucepan. So right now, yeah, look at it a little bit because I'm using a exact. Make sure it's nice and coated with all the garlic. So very important, guys. If you're a girl, make sure your hair is always up in a ponytail because you don't want hair in your soup. Trust me, you don't want that. Don't cook with your hair down. Please don't. It's either your hair's gonna caught on fire or your hair's gonna fall into the soup. Either way. So be careful with that. That's very important, guys.
So Yazzie, when did you start cooking?
Well, that's count when I was like 5 years old. That's not count. 5 years old.
Oh wow.
That's amazing.
Let me tell you a story about that. So at 5 years old, back in my country, I will always play in the backyard, right? Pretending house cooking, whatever. So my 5 year old self, I would grab a concrete rock and place it on top of each other and just leave the middle open. And I will just grab a dry grass and put it on the back. And I don't know how my smart self went to my mom's kitchen and grabbed a matches, and I just like lit up and put it inside the little mini. It was just my mini stove right there. I just lit it up and I grabbed in some puff Cheetos, and I just basically was just toasting my puff Cheetos. Imagine my 5 year old self toasting a puff Cheetos.
And that, everyone, is how you identify a child prodigy.
Indeed, indeed. Yep, and then so from there, I know my mom would just see me and like, what? Turn that down! Throw sand out of that! I'm like, Mom, I'm just toasting a puff Cheetos. I want some of puff Cheetos. Imagine that scenario. Oh my gosh. And then from there, I just watched my grandmother, my aunts, my mom cooking food, especially the soups that they make. My favorite soup as a childhood was bean soup. You can add white rice in it and then cream, cheese, fresh cheese. Just eat it. And we always, in our backyard, we always have this plant. I think it was, I don't know how to say that in English. We call it culantro. And it's a very kind of minty plant, and it has a high iron. It's really good for you. So my mom will always put it in the soup. Really good. She even put green bananas in the soup too, and especially ribs, which was really delicious.
Now, that's something I haven't heard of used in soup. And I'm quite curious to know how it would turn like.
Yeah, so we have different types of soup. In Honduras, we have sopa de caracol, which is soup soup shell soup, snail soup. I don't know, something like that. We have sopa de mondongo, which is soup stripe. I don't know if y'all ever heard of soup stripe. It's very Mediterranean soup or very seafood. And we also have beef soup, chicken soup. So it's very different flavoring. So right now I'm adding the blended tomato with everything that I told you guys about earlier. So we can pour it into the. You hear that, sizzling?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Just a little bit, but yeah.
Woo wee. Yum. So right now we're just gonna let it sit a little bit. Just a little bit. Meanwhile, we're gonna add Himalayan salt. Just a little bit, not too much. Pepper.
So how much pepper do you generally use in these? Like, do you like things really hot, or do you just use a little bit for the flavor?
For me, a little bit. For my husband, he can put up however how many he wants because he loves spicy food. For me, it's just for a little bit for my stomach. So, and yeah, we're gonna add chicken flavoring. Okay, and then a little bit of tomato flavoring. Just a little teaspoon, no, just a little tiny like that. Just a little tiny. Gonna give color to the soup. Yes. And then we're gonna add oregano. Oregano from Spanish. Gonna crush it a little bit. Make sure you crush it a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. And then we're gonna mix it a little bit. Mixing is important. You can see the steam coming out.
Yes, I was about to comment. It's starting to fume like the potion you showed us earlier.
Then we're gonna add the chicken, the shredded chicken.
Yum.
And the cilantro. It's right there. Gonna add the cilantro. And mix it a little bit, and we're gonna let it cook for about 15, 20 minutes. And just cover a little bit. Leave it half for a little bit. Okay, well it's not
So yeah,
cooking.
so Yazzy, for the vegetarians here who are watching this, what would you say they should use as a substitute for the chicken?
Wait, can you repeat that again?
For our vegetarian viewers, what sort of a substitute would you suggest instead of chicken, which brings out a similar texture and flavor?
Well, you can use carrot, you can use celery, you can use basically any vegetable what you like with the noodles. You can go anything. You can go. You will go good with anything. So if you like an eggplant, you can put eggplant in the soup. If you like carrots, potatoes, green peas, add it into the soup. Whatever to your liking, as long as the flavor is delicious.
I like the fact that you can add anything you like, so long as it's delicious, it works. So, what are some things that one should not add in such a soup?
Please do not add ketchup. No, no. Please don't. Please don't. Do not add sugar to the soup either. It will taste weird. No, no, please don't. And if you like spicy, you can add your spicy. Any spicy, red pepper spicy, you can put habanero spicy, that's fine. But other types of food, like sweet stuff, do not add into the soup, please. Please don't. It's gonna taste terrible.
Mm. So, when you guys moved to America, what was the most, I wouldn't say jarring, but different experience when it came to trying out the food here for you? Like, was there any culture shock when it came to the food?
Well, first time I came here, my first food that I ever tried was their hamburgers. The fries, which I was really amazed because I never taste anything like that. But then again, it's not healthy to eat hamburgers. You can eat it once in a while, but eating hamburgers. But as I was growing up, I would like go to different places, like taste Chinese authentic. I can taste Indian. When I was like probably 13 years old, I went to an Indian restaurant, and my favorite one was the chicken curry with rice. I was like blessed. I was like blessed whoever made this chicken curry is like so good. It was so
Did,
delicious.
did you ever try that at home?
Not really. I don't think I ever did, but I have tried Pavaji at home. Just really
Oh,
good and
okay.
spicy. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, oh, I'm in heaven. Those buttery bread. I was like, I'm in heaven.
Pav Bhaji is a really, really famous and popular street food over here. So, yeah, glad you like it.
It's super
So
delicious.
now I know what we should make you do on your next cooking video. It's either Pav Bhaji or chicken curry.
Oh, is that a challenge? Is that a challenge?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, I'll take that challenge. You're gonna have to give me the list of ingredients and I'll find it. I'll just put it
All
in the chat.
right. I like that sporting spirit. So I can see the lid of the pot starting to get these condensations, so steaming up inside.
Indeed, it's boiling and we're just waiting for the noodle to soften a little bit. And when it's done, get a bowl of plate, grab the spoon, and serve yourself. Enjoy your
Can't
food.
wait to see what's happening inside. It's sort of like opening a mystery box because so far we haven't seen what's exactly happening inside. So once we get to see the bowl of soup, that's gonna be amazing.
Okay, 1 second, I will show the. So if you guys
And
can see
today
it,
we also get to meet Surika, who is Yazzy's alt.
You know that.
it's steaming really hot. I don't know if you can see it because it's really steaming.
I can see it. I can see it, and the color is really nice. It's all tomatoey. Tomatoes and chicken are a classic combo, so
So you got the cilantro.
yeah.
Delicious. Yum.
Pretty yum. I can almost imagine the fragrance wafting at us through the screens.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I always do to test this noodle, making sure they're really soft. It's ready. It's ready. Whoop, whoop. Hell yeah.
Do the happy dance.
Now I'm gonna get a bowl. Be right back. Get the cilantro in there. Cilantro is antibiotic. Really good for you. Yum.
Here we got a nice like bowl.
Oh my goodness, delicious. I'm gonna devour it. Make sure your hair's not in the soup.
You also don't put your soup in your hair.
Mm-mm. Oh, sweet mama. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for this. Now I'm gonna show you guys.
Oh
Yeah, I can't
yeah,
show
how
you.
do you handle cooking with your glasses? Do they steam up?
Well, I basically like whenever I'm cooking, I either go like this, wherever, whenever I'm cooking oil or something, it will just like jump everywhere. So I just go like this, or you get a shield, you go like this, cook it like that. Or when it's not steaming, it's steaming a little bit low. I just check to make sure the food is cooking. I know it's hard for you guys when wearing glasses, and trust me, I know the struggle. Like it's all foggy, even after you shower, it's all foggy. Yeah.
I've got a separate set of glasses when I cook.
Okay, there you go. See?
Oh, that looks delicious.
Yum.
Mm. Yummy
Hang on, I
indeed.
need to zoom out. Oh wow, this looks lovely. So, Yazzie, go ahead and give this a taste. Tell us how it tastes to you.
Okay, let's see. A little bit chicken. So hot. Mm. Oh my goodness. I feel like the food wars. Every time I taste something, the whole body goes naked.
That reaction tells it all. So, we're gonna ask our audience here to put up a few questions in the Great Hall. I'll be reading them out. So, if any of you do have questions, please type it out. And we're waiting. While we are waiting for people to type up questions, I do have a couple of questions of my own. So, we're on a Harry Potter server. What sort of food? I mean, J.K. Rowling has written about food so many times in the books, and it's a favorite part of the books for me to read. What Harry Potter food item would you really like to try out?
Ah, you know what I always wonder? You know, in the Grey Hall, the food appears, right? And I'm wondering, who are cooking behind this? I'm wondering myself, like,
Households.
yeah, I'm like, I have a question for the house of what kind of food ingredient you put in there, like, hopefully it's a good ingredient. Like, oh, it's so delicious. Like, the most that
Yep.
I saw in the Harry Potter movies is the baking goods, the cake, a muffin. Oh, muffin is my favorite one. The chocolate muffin. Woo! Heck yeah.
So we have a question from Gurmanat. What kind of food do you usually like to make?
Well, my favorite always that I make is chicken mixed with rice and vegetables. Those are always my favorite because it comes from my childhood, comes from my mother. I always watch her cook every time we have a birthday party from somebody else, or my birthday, or a wedding. Definitely with that chicken with rice and mixed vegetables. She also adds ham in it, which is makes it more
Mhm.
tastier. Um,
Yeah, I'm really hungry now. So Ashley here is asking, how do you know how much salt to use? Because I always add tons, and I'm drinking seawater.
Girl, let me tell you a story. When I was little, probably let's say I was 6 years old. Okay, at 6 years old, my dumb self wanted to experiment on my aunt's soup, her bean soup, right? So I don't know what's going on with my mind. Just in her soup, I added sugar in it, and when I tasted my face, guys, I spit out the soup. I don't know why I was experimenting sugar with soup. Like it just my whole tongue was so confused and oh my goodness. I exactly remember that. That's the day that I had that. And then my aunt tasted it and she was like, why did you put sugar in the soup? What's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know, I just
So
wanted
I
to
guess
taste some.
the trick is really just to keep tasting as you go.
Yes. Yes.
Evelyn here asks, have you ever thought about making cooking a business?
No. No, it's actually no. Not
Well,
really.
now you must start your own soup business.
No, actually no, no. I cooking business for me it's not for me. I'm sure for other people they can do something like this, but for me it's not. You if I do a cooking business, it requires me to learn more about my roots, which is
Hmm.
I always ask my mom for ingredients because I always forget. So
But hey, that's also how recipes get passed on from generation to generation. So you're always learning something that's been passed on by your ancestors. That's kind of cool.
yeah,
We have a
especially.
question.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, go
go
ahead.
on.
No, no, go ahead.
We have a question from Maddie. Do you have a cooking channel, or have you ever considered starting one?
I don't have a cooking channel, but from now and then, from now and then, I share whatever I cook or whatever I make. Example, smoothie. I think somewhere in Grey Hall, it's been it. There's a video of me making a smoothie.
Yeah, yeah.
And in Hogarth's Kitchen, yeah, the Hogarth's Kitchen, there's a video of me cooking. So if you search my username, you're gonna find my videos there and pictures as
I've
well.
seen those, and those are amazing. So those of you watching, head on over to the Hogwarts Kitchen channel right after this to check out more of these videos if you're interested. We have a question from RBM. What's your favorite cuisine apart from Honduran?
Okay, this is tough. Um, I'm torn between Italian and Indian.
Hmm.
Why can't I just let both?
Hmm. Oh, well, you can. Maybe you can cook both of them together and call it some fusion cooking.
That'd be weird. Oh my gosh, that'd be weird. But I'll try. I'll try to experiment some
I don't know.
recipes.
You said you love chicken curry, so I might as well just make chicken curry lasagna.
Ooh, good idea. Hmm.
We have another question from Gur. What do you enjoy the most while cooking?
Huh, let's see. Will be music while you cook. It gets you in the mood. Just put some
Hmm.
salsa, put some bachata or reggaeton. While you cook, you just go woof woof or sing along. That's what I enjoy
I'm
most.
always,
Music.
I'm always felt that um, the food always tastes better if you have made it in a nice mood. So, yeah, music and dance would probably help a lot. So long as you don't hurt each
Exactly. Don't get your house on fire, or else you get la chancla. You get la chancla. You heard me? Get la chancla if you put your house on fire.
Diora asks says, have you ever made food with a particular theme?
Hmm.
You know,
Particularly.
like Halloween or Christmas or I don't know.
Ah, Christmas. When Christmas comes around, I make tamales. Oh, tamales really feeling. If you make tamales with all your heart, it's gonna come out very, very heavenly and delicious. It's like you're born again when you eat a tamale. Tamales inside, you have a feeling of rice, tomato. It can be a little bit tomato, potato. It can be either chicken or pork, and green peas. It's gonna be delicious. Mm-mm.
And it's steamed, right?
Yes, it can be for any holiday. It can be Thanksgiving. It can be Valentine's Day. It can be Christmas. It can be somebody's birthday. It can be a wedding. It can be for everything. You can eat it for
Now
breakfast,
that
lunch,
makes
and
for an
dinner.
amazing festive dish. Foxy here asks, what is the most complicated dish that you've ever made?
Oh my. Okay, let me see. Um, the most complicated dish will be definitely Chinese food because I've tried once. I used to make chicken teriyaki. It's really a little bit hard because you gotta find the ingredients for that. There's a fish sauce, soy sauce, this and that. You have to add this sesame sauce or everything. It's really complicated because you gotta be careful because don't let the chicken and the sauce burn. If you don't let it burn, it's gonna taste like burnt food. You know, it's sticky and all. That's really complicated. It's really complicated.
Morgan here is requesting you to share another experience of yours with cooking while you were a child.
Can you repeat that again?
Morgan wants to hear more of your childhood adventures in the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, as a little girl, every time I'm either in the living room or anywhere, basically anywhere in the house, you can smell the cooking from the kitchen, and you're just wondering what is my mother's making. It's like, what is my mom making? I hope she's making my favorite dish or something. And just go check on there, and I see it was like, Mom, what are you making? Oh, I'm just making crab soup. I just look at her like, crab soup? I legit thought you were making my favorite dish, Mom. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But you can eat crab soup. I was like, no, I don't like creepy crawling things, Mom. I'm sorry, no. Mm.
So Nova here is asking us, do you prefer sweet or savory foods in general, or do you like balanced foods that are both sweet and savory?
Well, for me, it will be more on the savory side. If it comes with sweet, I like it more on the baking goods, like cake, cream, coconut pie, pumpkin pie, anything like that. That's better. But in the soup, that would be weird because my first time tasting tomato soup, sweet, and I never like it. I was like, I never
Yeah?
went back to that.
Yeah.
I think we can
It's
hear
delicious.
someone. Request you to be on mute, please.
Raven?
Okay. So we have another question from Evlet. What's your opinion on Gordon Ramsay?
The
Your
eyes too.
expression tells
Holy
it all.
shit. My favorite part is you're an idiot sandwich. That one is my favorite one. It's like, oh, damn. Alright, Garden Raisin, it's not playing around. You gotta take him seriously when it comes to cooking.
Ashley asks another question. What are some of your tips to resist eating the dish while making and gobbling it up before it reaches the dinner table?
Ooh, believe me, I have tried that many times. I want to even share with my husband. I'm sorry, the food that I made it for myself. I don't want to share with you. Like this is all for me. And he's like, "What food you? What about me? You gotta feed your husband. You gotta feed my little tummy." I'm like, "Get yourself some Chick-fil-A or whatever. Go shoot."
All right.
Hey,
Let's see what other questions. We have one from Nico. What's your favorite Mexican dish?
enchiladas. Enchilada is my favorite one. Suiza enchiladas. That Swiss enchilada comes with corn tortilla. From the inside, you just put chicken. The topping is those green tomatoes that they make and jalapeno. I think they added jalapeno a little bit. And sour cream. I don't know what else they add. And that one is that enchilada kind of tastes like kind of savory and sweet, but you mix it together, it's a totally firework in your mouth. I don't know if you understand if you get that what I said, but it's
Hmm.
very delicious. Like
So we have a question. What sort of food would you eat when you're ill? What is this one recommended item from you?
it will be chicken soup, of course. You need that for your body. Chicken soup with vegetable, not the noodle soup. Chicken soup. It's very important that when you're sick, you eat chicken soup because you have carrots, potato. You can add celery if you want to. Any vegetable for this chicken soup. Those contain vitamin C, any other vitamins that's gonna help you recover from your illness. It's gonna make your stomach feel good. And that's the latest food, I believe. Yeah, the latest food. And it's good for you.
I'll take one more question, and this is from. Let's see. We have a question from Paven. Can you cook lava cakes?
I never tried that. I'm afraid that the lava cake is gonna go, you know? Yeah, I'm afraid that's
So
gonna
now we have the third food item to challenge you with as well in the future.
What? No, 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 no. I'm not good at baking. I'm bad at baking. I'm just good at cooking rather than baking. I cannot touch the baking.
All right. So, Yazzie, thank you so much for joining us in this extraordinary event that we have never done anything similar like this before. So, thank you so much. And may I request that you spam us with loads and loads of pictures of your cooking in the future so that we can always be inspired, or, well, if we are feeling hungry, we can always be hungrier.
Um,
All right.
I'm very open to any cuisine food. As I saw in the chat, I was said about Philippine food. I'm willing to try Philippine food. I'm willing to try any country food. Um, I do challenge those who saw my cooking. I challenge you guys to make the same soup that I made. You guys gonna get a house point for that. Trust me.
So you guys heard it. Special house points from Yazzie if you try out this amazing chicken noodle soup and let us know how it tasted. And do share pictures. And with that, we wrap up our latest masterclass. Make sure to join us later this weekend because we have a host of other sessions lined up. On Saturday, we have the finale of the Chamber of Secrets audio play. And right after that, we also have a masterclass with Unicorn, who will be teaching you about voice acting and how he went about soundproofing his home for his recordings. On Sunday, we have a singing session with Jasmine. So we have both Yasmin and Jasmine here. So Jasmine is a long-time singer with a professional setup at home, so she'll talk to you about what are her tips and tricks to sound like an angel. With that, we wrap up this session. Thank you for joining us, and Yazzie, I hope you enjoy that soup. Thanks, everyone. Bye.